San Diego. It is Saturday, June the 9th. That means it's Big Saturday, and today will be a big day. So today I'm going to live out something that I've been thinking about for a while, which is to come from my house all the way to the Oceanside Pier and back. That's going to be a 50-plus mile ride, and it sort of sets up a potential run at a 200-kilometer ride next month for International Elliptical Cycling Day. Haven't been on the bike a whole lot, but feel good after doing that nice 67-mile infinite climbing run 2 weeks ago, maybe it was 3 weeks ago, in there. And so even though I haven't trained a lot, it seems that things are possible if I give it enough time. So the weather today is supposed to be really nice. We're going to be over on the coast, and the coast will get up to the low 70s, but it should be a little cloudy to start with. But then as we head back inland, it's going to warm up quite a bit. So I'm going to start in long sleeves just to give my arms a rest from any little sunshine. Again, when we get out to the coast, it should be cool. And then I will switch into short sleeves, and hopefully I won't be in short sleeves for too long because I'm not wearing any sunscreen and stuff. So yeah, no problem that I see of actually getting out to the pier. The problem is going to be getting back. And the biggest problem with getting back is not getting back from Oceanside to Del Mar. It's once I hit Del Mar, then I've got another 500 feet or so of climbing to do to actually get back to start, and that'll be the really tough part in there. So we may end up with a few stops coming up the Claremont roller coaster here, so we'll see how that plays out, and let's go. So, as usual, we start out with the nice little 1 mile easy warm-up, and that follows right into some of the hardest riding that I have to do, which is the Claremont roller coaster, which is about, I don't know, what is it? Mile and a half, 300 feet of climbing. So as you can see, the sun is behind me, so it's out. Here in Claremont, it's completely overcast. At the coast, I can see mid-60s temperature. Hopefully it holds there for about an hour. Give me a chance to leave on the long sleeves. And yeah, that's it. Okay, made it to the top of the first hill. One shot. I can feel my heart pumping. 3¼ miles in. Time for phase 2. Okay, hill number 2 done. One shot. Yay. We're 4½ miles in. 400 feet of climbing. I've got another 100 feet in the next 4 miles, and then we will be at the beach in Del Mar. So let's keep it going. Okay, so now we've reached the time-saving portion of our show. They have opened up a new bike path, about 6 to 8 months ago. It's not officially open, but it's open for business. And so this cuts into Sorrento Valley, and the plus to it is not, well, the plus to it is both ways. Basically, you save 300 feet because you don't have to climb this hill over here, and therefore you save a bunch of feet. And then they finally cemented in the bridge, so you're going to be able to ride here and ride across this street over to get back to where I just came from, instead of having to truck cross this street, which is dangerous because it's a lot of high-speed traffic going there. But looks like while they've got it cemented, they definitely don't want you to go in there, so we'll heed that on the way back home. So let's go down the bike path and do some 360 so you can have a look at it. Okay, 9 miles in, 450 feet of climbing. Things are going well. It's like 62 to 65 degrees, and I am dripping here. So let me stop, have a drink, change my headband. So Again, I probably have said this before, so by taking the bike path, the Sorrento Valley bike path, you avoid climbing up there, and that's La Jolla Torrey Pines, the infamous Torrey Pines climb. So basically you avoid climbing up that, and instead you just get a straight shot through the valley to Del Mar, which is there in the background. So we are going to Del Mar, and then we'll be at the coast. And it looks like the sun has come out for good now, because I just really don't see any clouds there. So we'll hold on to the long shirt as long as possible to keep the sun off my sleeves, off my arms, and then we'll move from there. Oh, I do have a new mount. Well, actually, I have two new things. I got two new things. I've been able to mount my speaker down here using some Velcro in there, or hook and loop, copyright violation. And so that's working out really well. And then I've gone with the stick that comes with the 360 camera and screwed it in to the bottom. It's got a screw in there. I'm reasonably happy with it, but it is adjusting itself. You can see that it's a little turned here, and it did flop that way, so I'm going to retighten that and see if I can make that work a little bit better. It's got a lot of vibration in it as well, so I'm not sure how the footage is going to go, but the goal of that was to get it over my devices and a little less up my nose and a little more forward in there. So see how that works out, but kind of have a feeling that at some point during this ride that's going to come off and probably just remount back down here in there. So still haven't quite solved that problem, but I do like the 360 video, especially if you're viewing it on a small screen. It looks really great, or in a PlayStation VR. Now you got total surround sounds. So alright, let's make some adjustments and keep it going. Okay, Solana Beach, 15 miles in, 750 feet of climbing. Sun is out, it's getting warm. Things are going good. Let's keep it going. Okay, so now we enter uncharted territory here. We've made it to Swami's, 18 miles in, and this is as far as we've gone from the house, and usually we turn back, making it a 36-mile round trip, 800 feet of climbing. Yeah, so we've got now, I don't know, another 20 miles or so to make it up there, and then obviously I got to come back. So yeah, getting up there will be no problem. It's the coming back that we'll see how tired I am. So just like last weekend, getting little messages as I passed a car that said positive vibes for their license plate. So definitely have those going on. I have to recant. I have to recant an earlier statement. I said we're in uncharted territory back at Swami's, that I hadn't been that far from the house, and in fact I remembered, yeah, you know what? This is as far as I've been. So one morning, I went out with my friend. We went from the house out to just across the street for breakfast, and Judy picked us up over there so that we didn't have to ride back. So it was a 30-mile ride. So I'm almost at 25 miles now, almost 1,000 feet of climbing. I don't know, I think we've got about 9-10 miles to go to get to the pier. So not only am I now in half-century territory, but sort of unbeknownst to me, it's looking like we're doing a metric century today, which you think back a year ago it was like a metric century, oh my god, are we gonna make it? So yeah, come a long way, baby. And just beautiful out. So still donning the long sleeves. I'm hoping to go long sleeves all the way to the pier, so I think we'll be okay. Because yeah, the temperature is maybe up to about 70, 69, somewhere in there. So right about where it should be. So Okay, first half completed. 30.85 miles. Man, we are in metric century territory here. So yeah, I'm going to need to pick up a quarter mile to technically be a metric century. 3 hours to get here, so that was quite a bit. And 1,200 feet of climbing, or 1,100 feet. So sun is shining, it's beautiful out. Time to take a break, eat, drink, change headbands, enjoy the ocean a little bit, and head back. This is why you make the trip down here. How about a little 4K action here? Okay, 42.5 miles in, 1,500 feet of climbing. Stopped at my favorite snack shop to refill with some cold Gatorade and get a candy bar for some fuel after having 2 Cliff Bars at the halfway point. We are now 5 hours into the ride. I've got another about 15 miles to the bike shop where I'm going to have them look at my tire and see if it needs to be replaced. And that last 7 miles will be brutal as it's all climbing in there. So yeah, I'm feeling it. It's definitely some work going on now, but yeah, keep it going. Yeah, 50 miles in, 1,700 feet. I'm tiring down. Got a little bit more climbing to go before I hit the bike shop in about 5 miles. So, and then there's a ton of climbing to finish up the ride in the last 5 miles. So keep plugging away. Okay, stopped at the bike shop. They looked at the tire. They said the treads are a little low, which is a little strange after 600-700 miles, because I should get double the life. And it's like, yeah, they are slit a bit, so yeah, let's replace it. So we did, and this time he put the gears on correctly. So it's time for the final push. We got 7 miles and probably about 500 feet of climbing. So this will be the tough part of the ride. We'll make it. Might take a few stops like this one. but we'll get there. And then we'll have a metric century. Woohoo! Okay, we've got 3.5 miles for the metric century, and it is time to do the Claremont roller coaster, 300 feet of climbing over 2 hills. This will be the final challenge of the ride. Let's get to it. Yes, he does it. Metric century, 62 miles and change, 2,600 feet of climbing, 5 hours and 40 minutes of riding, I think 8 hours or there and abouts total time. Got a new back tire because I had some slits all over the one side, so got that changed. And yeah, and it's your fault, Frank, your fault that I had to do this ride, but thank you. So yes, that was a long-term goal to ride from here to the pier and back, and today was the day. So very stoked about that. Took I don't know, multiple stops coming up the roller coaster hill, but hey, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I'm here, I'm not out there, so I made it and happy for it. So yeah, after this ride I'm looking at the breaking my long distance record next month, and I'm not really feeling it now. I think I'm going to be content to just do something. You know, this is a lot of effort. Was this as much effort as the Century ride? No. That one was absolutely brutal. This was nice. I mean, it was just, you know, things ached and stuff, but moving forward, it was nothing like the Century ride. That was, you know, you add another 1,500 feet of climbing, that's monstrous. So yeah, very stoked. I think this would be about my 4th longest ride. I know I've done 1 or 2 metric centuries. I did the 67 3 weeks ago, and I did a century last summer. So we'll call this like top 4 ride. Oh, I did a metric century with Frank, and one with Sue. So one with Sue, Frank, 67. So yeah, this would be my 5th longest ride in there. Yeah, and it took all day. And look, I'm still wearing my long sleeves. It's warm out. I mean, it's like high 70s or so, but it was just enough of a breeze. I really didn't want the sun on my arms, and I really didn't feel like changing the shirt, and so it really wasn't that awful bad. So yes, very happy it's finished. And tomorrow tomorrow's F1. Sit down in the couch and just vegetate for a couple hours and watch cars go in the order that they started, basically. So yeah, till next time.